Hey, Shalom Mashallah. I'm going to start off source by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, while sincerity. I was on the Twitter earlier on, and I came across this hashtag of lock us down. Right, so if you been watching what's coming out of England regarding this coronavirus, basically England has gone completely against the grain, and has basically said, no, we're not going to do a lockdown. Like Spain's done a lockdown, like Italy's done a lockdown, like China did a lockdown. And as you know, America is in the process of, ending up at a lockdown. But I remember reading something along, earlier on, at the back end of last week, where basically Gleaser was saying how, is this actually what they wanted? Basically, by saying we're not going to lock you down, the people would inevitably lock themselves down. So, for instance, the UK government didn't ban gatherings and things like that. So, people was like, okay, we're going to still have the football on this weekend, but then because the government didn't ban gatherings, the football governing bodies banned gatherings themselves, right? So then, for instance, the FA, the Football Association, the governing body of football in the UK, they banned, football, rather postponed matches for the next until April the 3rd. Right, what else? You also had, the Premier League that's been suspended until April 3rd. Women's League, which I don't know, I mean, who watches that? But all of those things, been basically, those were people, not government. Those were people asking for that to happen and people doing it themselves, right? And then now, like I say, when you see this lock us down, right? You genuinely got people, begging, you know, to be locked down. I don't know whether these are bots. I don't know whether this is a psyop, right? But you actually you see what's going on here, and obviously you got these people that are trying to use any hashtag, right? So we are begging the government to do more to protect the young and the old. This is going to be a test for the leadership of this country. Don't give up on people, government. If you don't close schools, at least give parents the right to keep their kids at home. Right, for fuck's sake, Boris, when are the UK going to start doing the chin up and carry on approach and actually start protecting our people? Right, lock us down. Right, so you see, this is what the people are begging for. They're asking to be. Let's see what this graph is. Right, there is still time to avoid following Italy. If only we had a prime minister that would listen to scientists instead of their church. Close the school now. Lock us down. Right. So the people are asking for it. Now I'm gonna get this first. This Psalm 64:6 says, "They search out iniquities; they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep." Right now, get this one out, because Esau's accomplished a diligent search in a whole variety of things. Esau being the so-called white man, right? First, if he reads about something in historical book and says, this event happened at this location roughly, Esau will first find out what that location is in modern day terms, and then he'll go and send a team out there, to dig it out, to search that place out, right? Whether those things written in the history books or so, that's one of them, right? But then the other part as well, not saying there are only two parts, but another part of it is the fact that he's searched out, a man's mind, man's thoughts, the way man thinks, right? The way people behave, right? That psychology, right? So basically, he's looking at these people now and saying, you know what, you are ready for the chip. Because that's basically what they're saying. Change lock us down to give us the chip, right? you know, Basically these people are ready to be put in chains, right? These goyim, as the elites call them, right? To be begging your government to lock you down. Yes, the heart, the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Yeah, so they go deep, man. right? They look into things that you would even consider looking into, right? Because they got the resources, they got the power, and they got the money. This is Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Now, modern day Egypt is America. Right, Revelation 11:8. Now, their dead bodies shall be in the street of the great city, which is called spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt. Right, spiritually Sodom representing, the homosexuality and sexual lewdness that comes out of America, right? For instance, Stonewall came out of America, right? That was basically the push to give these L's and G's rights, and then after that came LGB's rights, and then from that came T's, right? And then soon to be P's, right? So what else do we have? So as a spiritually, so I'm a spiritually each representative of bondage, right? That's where the children of Israel were held in bondage. Scripture says the children of Judah and children of Ephraim, roughly paraphrasing, it says children of Judah and children of Ephraim were oppressed together. When it's talking about over there in the land of Egypt, a land of America, right? Children of Judah and children of Ephraim representing the southern and northern kingdom, right? So it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And that's what these people are doing by begging the government, to give us a solution. They're going to Egypt for help, right? That shit's a lot, right? They're going to Egypt for help. They're like, yo, look, man, please give us an answer. Please give us an answer, right? It says, stand horses and trust in chariots because there are many. Right, for instance, you get people that can't see a life past America because of the military might of America, right? They as it says in Psalms 49:11, they believe that their houses shall continue forever, right? So then the horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh, right? So these people, they may be asking Jesus, right? But Jesus ain't gonna save you, right? You gotta be asking Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for salvation, right? That's one of the reasons why the Lord is pissed, right? Because everyone is running to eat, whether their God is East or the so-called white man, right? Which for a load of these, people, that's who their God is. Whether they'll identify as Christian or Muslim or whatever, what have you, they're ultimately looking to Esau for salvation, right? In a situation like this, right? The governments need to do more, bro. The government need to do more, right? That's what they'll be saying, right? Like, for instance, when it comes to staying healthy from this, right? They're begging for Esau to come up with a cure, right? But these times the Lord made herbs for the service of man, right? So it says in Sirach the 43rd chapter, right? That the give honor unto the. In fact, let me just get it. I've completely butchered that, so let me just get it. It says Sirach 43. 43? 38. So it's a good thing I even got it in the end. It says Sirach 38 from the top says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him, for the Lord hath created them, right? So someone who's in understanding of the herbs and is, physician, right? In the proper sense, not these bloody pharmaceutical, guys and all of that petrochemical poison, right? But a physician, right, or from the ancient world, right? Why? Because he had to know, what flowers, what herbs, and what dosage and how to take it, right? So, when you actually look into the herbs, right, there's actually a load of herbs that can kill you, man, right? If you don't take them right, and there are some herbs that will just kill you in general, right? For instance, the garlic. The garlic is a very, very useful, powerful herb, right? But you have garlic on an empty stomach. You have too much, that can burn a hole in your stomach, right? Which the garlic is good, right? Just for general health, especially if you're getting ill or falling ill or whatever, garlic is something that's good to take, right? But now we live in a, what do you call it, in a wicked world where I have to basically give a disclaimer and say, look, man, that ain't medical advice, right? Because this is this man's world, man. You got to follow his rules, right? Um, It says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. Yes, the Lord, he's put a spirit in him. It says, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the King. Right, so, and that's a key point, because if the Most High doesn't want you to heal, then you can take all the herbs you want, and you won't heal. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. Yeah, great men. So great men, they admire man. It's like, oh shit, this brother knows the herbs well, man. Right, hey, bro, about shit, man, I'll shy. Right? It says the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth. Once again, the garlic is an example that comes, but the garlic is just one of the many herbs that the Lord has that can, help heal you and keep you healthy. Right? It says, and he that is wise will not abhor them, right? He that is wise will not abhor the herbs, but these people abhor the herbs. Why? Because they go down to Egypt for help, right? So good for them wherever they come. There was some articles coming out from the UK newspapers, basically saying don't trust the garlic, don't take garlic, right? Because they know that the garlic works, and they don't want people getting better, man. Why? Why? Because this man is the devil, right? So Second Ezra 15:17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's what you're seeing all over the world, and that's what these people are requesting to happen here. But look, there's gonna be a time when there ain't gonna be no job, right? For you to be requesting a lockdown, there ain't gonna be no Twitter, there ain't gonna be no internet, right? If you're going into a city, you're going into that city blind. Or you're rather attempting to go into a city, you're attempting to go into blind. You're trying to leave blind, but the only people that can see will be the military men, right, that are patrolling those borders that you can't go in and out of. But what you've been seeing, but that's just part one of that. Scripture says these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Things haven't even got bad yet. You can still, the deliveries of food are still, happening, right? The transport system's still running, the electric is still on, water is still flowing out the tap, right? So right now, this is light work, this is nothing, right? This is Revelation 12:12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, for the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. So Esau is going to be coming down hard in these last days, right? And what we've seen over the last couple of weeks is how easily Esau can manipulate these people, right? How easy, like this whole toilet roll thing, this shit's crazy, man. Right, but Esau, that was just Esau showing, right, the elites on the left hand side and the elites on the right hand side, right, which were the elites on the right hand side, right, and they're basically showing how easily these people can be controlled, right? Because one of the things that has to happen is we got to be persecuted. And just what we've seen is Esau can manipulate these people into basically thinking anything, despite basically not using any reason, any logic in their minds, right? But such are the masses. And this is Ezekiel 21:9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished or polished." Right? These psyops that these guys are doing, right? That's part of that. That was part of that killing instrument, right? You get people to believe a lie, right? Then you can mobilize a whole load of people to go do some wickedness, and then after they've done their wickedness, then you can Esau can kill them off, right? It says it is also sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that made glitter. So furbish means to polish, or basically once again, making it perfect, right? Making his killing machine perfect, right? Because these people are asking to lock us down. That means these people will be willing to be carted off, right? If under the guise of protection, right? In the 2012 riots, what was one of the things that was said, right? It was 2012, 2011, whenever it was, the riots that were here in London, right? People were basically saying, bring in the army, right? So people were genuinely begging and asking for these things. But then the question you got to ask is, were those agent provocateurs? Were those, was that part of the psyops, right? Because that sentiment gets then echoed and copied. So then the people are willingly giving away their freedom, right? To the point of oppression, where, where they're basically saying, please slap some chains on us, right? It says sharp. So it says is furbished that it make glitter should be then make mirth, right? And it's interesting seeing what's going on, right? Where the mirth of this place is just being taken out, right? It says it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, right? And he giveth it, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Right? The slayer is Esau, the so-called white man. Right? You read Revelation 6 and 4. Right? And to him was given a great sword. Right? These killing instruments that Esau has. Right? So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you, brothers. As always, Lord's word, I was edifying. Till the next time, shalom.